Now at 9, early Friday morning, a trailer home goes up in flames southwest of Neosho. Plus, families and collectors gathered in Girard for the annual Farm Toy Show. And the Ronald McDonald House in Joplin kicks off its annual Gift of Light, Gift of Love campaign.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A fire in Neosho on Friday destroys a home. Authorities call it a complete loss. This is KOAM News at 9. I'm Anthony Saviello. Just after 4 a.m. Friday morning, authorities were alerted to a structure fire on Opal Lane, southwest of Neosho. The residence was reported to be vacant. Neosho Rural Fire and Goodman Fire responded on arrival. Crews faced smoke and flames from a single-story wood-framed trailer house. No one was inside the residence and no firefighters were injured fighting the fire. The home is a total loss. Neosho Fire Chief Aaron Hoke tells us they contacted the Missouri State Fire Marshal to assist investigation with the Newton County Sheriff's Office. If you have any information, you can submit a tip online. Let's go ahead and check in with meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney on this chilly Sunday evening.
Thanks, Anthony. Today is the first cooler day, but we have an even colder day tomorrow, so we do still have that freeze warning in effect for Oklahoma and for Arkansas through the morning. Now, we've already seen temperatures drop 15 to 20 degrees already. Anderson minus 20 degrees cooler today than this time yesterday. Same in Carl Junction. Now, the next 24 hours is going to be even colder. Not much else is going on. No expectation for any rain or anything like that, but we do have temperatures dropping well below freezing, starting the morning off in the low 20s. Now, for the next couple of days after that, we'll warm back up. We have potential fire weather on Tuesday as temperatures warm up and winds pick up as well. And then by Wednesday, we're going to be in the upper 60s, low 70s through the rest of the week. I'll have all those details coming up.
Lindsay, thanks. Well, the Knights of Columbus and Girard hosted their annual Farm Toy Show. The event ran from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. and featured about a dozen vendors with 37 tables filled with toy tractors, Hot Wheels, collectible cars, and more. It was a perfect stop for holiday shoppers, with all proceeds benefiting charities supported by the Knights of Columbus. Lunch was provided, making it a family-friendly event.
It's our annual event this year. This is our 35th year. We've only been down 1 year because of COVID. And we've had a real good turnout. And I think we got vendors from the 4-state area. One guy's from Omaha.
Organizers say this year's Farm Toy Show saw a great turnout, with collectors, families, and kids all coming out to enjoy the displays. Well, the Ronald McDonald House at 34th and Jackson kicked off their annual Gift of Light, Gift of Love donation campaign yesterday evening. Santa made his first appearance of the season, and he helped light the tree and lights at the house located at 34th and Jackson. They invited everyone inside for some cocoa and a chance to get out of the winds that kicked up late last night. The Ronald McDonald House provides a place for families to stay while their children are patients at Mercy or Freeman Hospital in Joplin. You can learn more about the campaign. Visit our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Still ahead on KOAM News, how doom scrolling could be hurting your mental health and simple ways to break the cycle. From social media videos on the deadly plane crash in Louisville to posts on wars or politics, constantly reading or seeing troubling things can take a toll on mental health, but it can be hard to put your device down. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has ways to stop so-called doom scrolling.
It's become a way to fill time, and sometimes a person doesn't even realize how much time they're spending on a device.
Unfortunately, doom scrolling has become a very common and unhealthy practice in our society.
Psychologist Adam Borland with Cleveland Clinic says constantly looking at disturbing and anxiety-provoking material on social media takes a toll on mental health. Too much exposure can fuel stress and lead to increased anxiety, low mood, sleep disturbances, irritability, and it can even create problems at home or work.
Oftentimes people complain about losing long periods of time scrolling through their phone because it becomes addictive.
To stop yourself from doom scrolling, Borland says to start with mindfulness, focus on the present moment, establish healthy boundaries on when and when not to use devices, monitor which sites you follow and how they affect your mood, stress, and anxiety levels. He says it may be time to unfollow some of those accounts, have a support system of people that can help during a hard time, and finally, put the device down. Instead, fill your time with exercising, getting outdoors, or engaging in something creative.
It's important for people to remember that they have a choice in all of this. They have a choice as to how much upsetting content they're accessing. And when they have that choice, that comes with a sense of control.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Dr. Borland says if feelings of stress and anxiety become overwhelming, mental health services are always available to help. The Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is also available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can call, text, or chat at 988. Consumers could soon pay less for popular weight loss drugs. The Trump administration announced new deals with Eli Lilly and Novo Nordisk, making some of their medications available for as low as $149 a month. The drugs typically cost around $1,000. The agreement also requires the companies to match prices paid in other nations for Medicaid programs. In return, both companies will receive tariff breaks and faster regulatory reviews on some medicines. A new gene editing drug could help lower high cholesterol levels. In a small study of 15 people, one dose cut bad cholesterol and triglycerides by about half, both of which contribute to heart disease. Researchers say side effects were minimal, and the one reported death was unrelated to the treatment. Larger clinical trials are now being planned. November is National Diabetes Awareness Month. More than 38 million people in the U.S. live with diabetes, and the CDC says many adults with the disease remain undiagnosed. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has the early signs and symptoms of diabetes.
It's a disease that causes a person's blood sugar to spike because their body can't make or use enough insulin to regulate it. Diabetes is a lifelong condition that can lead to other major health problems.
This is a very serious disease. The problem is people don't always take it seriously.
Dr. Willa Shoy with the Ohio State University's Wexner Medical Center says diabetes complications can include cardiovascular disease, kidney damage or failure, and nerve damage. Of the more than 38 million people in the U.S. estimated to have diabetes, around 9 million of them don't know it. Shoy says everyone should know early warning signs of the disease, which include frequent urination, extreme thirst, and blurry vision.
If you see those signs, it's very important to address them.
Type 2 diabetes is most often diagnosed in adults, but having a healthy lifestyle can help lower the risk. Shoy says that includes avoiding foods that are high in carbohydrates and fat, and having a consistent exercise routine with a combination of cardio and strength training.
Sometimes a physical trainer can be helpful not only in advising about nutrition, but performing the right exercises so you don't hurt yourself.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Lindsay is next with a complete look at your forecast. And later, thousands of flights delayed or canceled across the country, and a government shutdown is making it worse.
It's a cold day today, but we have even colder temperatures as we head into this evening. And we can go ahead and take a look at our overnight temperatures. Down to 21 degrees this evening heading into Monday morning, and then we'll get up to 29 Monday night into Tuesday. Now for the rest of the week, you can see temperatures return back to near average and above average all the way through Saturday. Now today we hit about 43 degrees for the high, so nearly 20 degrees cooler than our average temperature and what we were yesterday. Now our low earlier today was down to about 27 degrees. It was a cold start today, cold day all around. Now temperatures are dropping back down again into the upper 20s. We have those northerly winds already, so as we head through the next few hours, it's going to be even colder. Like I said, 15 to 20 degrees cooler right now than it was this time yesterday. It's going to be even worse as we head through Monday. Monday's going to be our coldest day, but not much else is happening through the rest of the week. It's going to be a really quiet weather week other than our cold start. We do have these northerly winds still, but by Tuesday, those winds start to shift and actually pick up, which is then leading us to have some fire weather concerns on Tuesday. Now, taking a look at downtown Joplin from the Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex, it is a pretty calm night. We have really cold temperatures, but that's about it. Winds are keeping very calm for the night, so it's not going to be too terrible until early Monday morning. So as we head through the rest of the evening, those temperatures are going to continue to drop, and the feels like temperatures, which is our wind chill value, feels like low teens in the morning when our actual temperature will be in the upper teens, the low 20s. It's going to feel like 8 degrees in Aurora, 12 degrees in Nevada, 11 out there in Iola, 10 in Chanute, 13 in Pittsburgh and Joplin. Now, as we warm up for the day, we're going to be reaching again the low to mid 40s, similar to today with a lot of sunshine, but it's going to feel like anywhere in the 30s, low 30s out towards our east, upper 30s out towards our west, Nowata, Independence, 39 degrees. Now, another temperature drop into Tuesday morning, where it's going to feel like the teens, especially east of I-49 and then west of I-49. We're going to be feeling like we're in the 20s, and the upper temperatures will be in the upper 20s. Now, like I said, though, it is a pretty mild week, so the rest of the week, as that low pushes out towards the east, we go into a really wide ridge setup, which is a high pressure system. So that is causing our warm up into the 60s and 70s all week, and our very, very just mild weather, sunshine, not expecting any clouds or rain. Our next chance of rain is going to be on Saturday when a storm line of storms develops along a cold front. That'll drop our temperatures again as we head into Sunday, very similar to what we saw this past weekend, except it'll be stormy. So we could get a potential severe threat. We're still a little bit of ways away from that, but really for the next 5-6 days, sure, it's just going to be pretty warm up, and then that's it.
I mean, I'll tell you what, though, fall, we're seeing all different types of stuff this fall.
We really are. By next week, we're going to be actually fall temperatures. This week, it's a little bit of summer, honestly, sure, back into the 70s. And then today and tomorrow, I'd say winter.
Winter, yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Lindsay. Coming up, China commissions its most powerful aircraft carrier yet, with President Xi praising it as a national achievement. The government shutdown is now stretching into a 40th day, the longest on record. And it's all happening just as airports should be preparing for the busy Thanksgiving holiday travel season. Jen Sullivan reports on why the shutdown is massively disrupting flights.
Passengers at airports across the country are dealing with mass flight delays and cancellations.
Our first flight, it got delayed an hour and then another hour, and now it's delayed 3 hours, so we are missing our connecting flight.
At Newark Liberty International Airport in New Jersey, hundreds of flights were affected Saturday.
I had a flight going from here to Charlotte, and then they canceled my flight.
With the government shut down, millions of federal workers are not getting paid. TSA agents and air traffic controllers are still expected to come to work, but many are calling out because they can't afford the gas to come in or childcare costs.
They feel desperate, hopeless, mad, and there's just appears to be no end in sight.
The sick calls are causing staffing shortages at airports and aviation support facilities across the country, and without enough staff, they cannot operate safely.
I have more complaints coming into the FAA from pilots who are saying that air traffic controllers are not as responsive.
The FAA says it will gradually reduce air traffic by up to 10% by November 14th at 40 major airports. The decision could cut thousands of flights a day. The weather is also playing a factor. Parts of the Midwest and northern New England are seeing snow or heavy rain. There was also dense fog in Los Angeles Sunday. All of this coming right before Thanksgiving.
It's only going to get worse. You're going to see air travel be reduced to a trickle.
As of 3:30 Sunday afternoon, more than 7,000 flights were delayed nationally and nearly 2,100 were canceled, according to FlightAware. In New York, I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
Millions of people who rely on food aid are now stuck in uncertainty as the U.S. Department of Agriculture is now telling states to stop full food stamp benefits. The agency's new directive issued Saturday warns the serious consequences for states that ignore it. States were also told to immediately undo steps taken to issue full benefits for the month of November. A Supreme Court order late Friday paused a lower court's mandate for full payments. The Internal Revenue Service is cutting off an online tax filing system. The IRS is shutting down its free offering of Direct File. The Biden administration announced the new online program last year. Direct File was aimed to help low and moderate income taxpayers file their returns easily. Fewer than 300,000 people used Direct File this year. Treasury Department officials said the program was halted because it wasn't widely used. Up next, November 9th is National Fried Chicken Sandwich Day with special deals and tons of toppings. Well, get ready for a good time because today, November 9th, is National Fried Chicken Sandwich Day. It's believed the tasty holiday started in the 1930s. Then in 2019, the fried chicken sandwich gained new popularity when Popeyes came out with a version. Since then, it seems everyone has gotten into the action. Multiple fast food chains will celebrate with special deals and discounts on this day, unless, of course, it's Chick-fil-A because they're not open on Sundays. I'm crying just thinking about it. But you can add whatever you want to your chicken sandwich if you had one today. Barbecue sauce, hot sauce, ranch dressing, honey mustard, or cheese. There's plenty of options to go around. 30 more minutes of news, weather, and sports coming your way. Coming up, the government shutdown has put SNAP benefits on hold, leaving families across the country struggling to put food on the table. Yeah, it was. Yep.
It was a cold day today, but we have an even colder night ahead. Now we can go ahead and take a look at our frost and freeze forecast. Now temperatures dropping down to the low 20s tonight. So we do have an expected freeze tonight. And then on Monday night into Tuesday, we're going to be in the upper 20s. Now the rest of the week will be back to average in the 40s, even above average 50s and 60s. Now current temperature is 27 in Joplin, 26 in Carthage. You can see 24 in Neodesha and Parsons. We have those northerly winds. Temperatures are going to drop even further than this, but we've already dropped nearly 20 degrees from this time today, from this time yesterday. 20 degrees cooler in Carl Junction, about 15 degrees cooler in Oswego, 17 degrees cooler in Chanute. So we do have a much colder night ahead of us, but that's really about it. Not expecting any snow flurries or rain chances or anything like that, even no clouds. Full clear night tonight. We have those light northerly winds. It does drop our temperatures just slightly in that wind chill value, but not terribly. So taking a look at downtown Joplin from the Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex. Overall, pretty mild, nice night other than those cold temperatures. But it's going to feel like a few degrees cooler than the actual temperatures. Like I said, we're about 27 degrees in Joplin, feels like about 25. Now this is going to get even worse as we head into the morning. So those temperatures will drop down into the low 20s, upper teens, but it's going to feel like low teens, even upper single digits. 8 degrees in Aurora, 11 degrees in Lockwood, 10 degrees in Chanute and Yates Center, 13 degrees in Joplin and Columbus. Now, high temperatures for the day in the low 40s. It's going to feel like low to mid 30s, so about 10 degrees cooler than it actually is. And then the same goes for Monday night into Tuesday, where our actual temperature will be in the upper 20s. It's going to feel like low 20s. Now, as we warm up Tuesday and through the rest of the week, about a 10-degree jump each day, upper 50s on Tuesday, upper 60s on Wednesday, and then into the 70s Thursday and Friday. We have this very wide ridge setup. As that low pushes off to our east, we just have a very wide ridge, high pressure system across the entire U.S., so it's going to be a gradual warm up for a lot of states. Not much changes until we get to the end of the week as that secondary low pressure system pushes in, and it's a pretty deep low, so it brings a cold front all the way down to Texas, and that could be potentially bringing some thunderstorms, maybe even a severe threat, though we're a little too far away out to be definite on that, but we definitely will see some rain chances Saturday afternoon into the evening. Now temperatures drop after that, close to average in the mid 50s for the start of the following week compared to low 40s for the start of this week, though that could change as well, especially when we see how low that low pressure system, how far that dips south.
I needed like 4 layers on this morning.
Oh, he commented when I came in, I had my long wool jacket, I had my scarf wrapped around. I was loving it.
You looked cozy for sure.
I was cozy.
All right, thanks, Lindsay. Coming up, a look around the NFL on the Chiefs bye week. Plus, Pitt State soccer looks to advance to the MIAA championship semifinals. Ben McLeish has those stories and more up next in sports.
Pitt State soccer is back on the pitch for the MIAA championship quarterfinals, taking on Northeastern State. The 1-seed Gorillas battling the 8-seed Riverhawks. PSU in control to start off the match. Ella Cazavillian taking it herself from midfield all the way into the box, but Rebecca Partica steps up and stops the danger. Second half, Riverhawks have a 1-goal lead. Sydney Taylor crossing it into the box, and Hannah Anderson taps it in as Northeastern takes a 2-goal lead. And less than 5 minutes later, each team adds another goal to make it 3-1. Gorillas need to make something happen. The cross into the box is punched out by Partica, but Pitt State crosses it right back in. Sailor Jensen gets a shot off, but it's wide. But the Gorillas are awarded a penalty kick with less than 15 minutes to go. Cazavillian nails it in to make it a 1-score game, and PSU needs to hurry. Final 30 seconds of the match. Gorillas need a goal to stay alive. Carrie Cunningham crosses it inside. The ball's bouncing around. Cazavillian gets a good look, but it's wide as the Riverhawks upset the Gorillas in the quarterfinals 3-2.
There's no quit in this team, and crazy we didn't get a third goal, but that's part of the game sometimes. But you go down 3-0, it's crazy difficult to come back. So, but yeah, the fight was there. I mean, you could see it to the final whistle. They were pushing to try to get that third goal. Just didn't get it, but again, we just keep fighting and stay present in the moment like we talk about and keep going for it.
Well, the Kansas City Chiefs are enjoying their day off thanks to the bye week, but let's take a look around the NFL to see what's happening. Let's start with the team keeping the Chiefs out of the playoffs. All right, folks, well, that video is not working. Sorry about that. Do you want to just wrap this? Let's wrap this up.
Come on over here. Come on over here. That's fine. So let's go back to PSU soccer, though, let's talk about them. This is only the second year for PSU soccer.
Yeah.
And they're the number 1 seed going into this game. They've got a lot to be proud of for this game, don't you think?
Of course. They had an amazing season. And by the way, their season is not over yet. I'll get to that in a second. But they had an amazing season, and they played great just in this game. Going down 3-0, almost impossible to come back.
Sure.
But they were within 1 goal and had lots of chances to tie it up, so they should not have their heads down. And like I said, their season is not over. They have a shot to make it to the NCAA Division II regional playoffs. Going into today, they were the 3rd seed. 8 teams make it. So if 6 teams don't overpass them, they will still get a bid to their playoffs and keep their season alive. But what a great season it's been. Even if it's the last we get of the soccer team, it was a great season.
Yeah, well, and there's one thing that I've noticed since living around here. I'm sure you've noticed the same thing. If it's PSU, if it's Pitt State Gorillas, it's nothing but grit when it comes to these people, whether it's their football team, their soccer team, their volleyball. Can't wait for you to experience baseball season. You already have a little bit with them. Like this school just has grit, and they know how to win and try and pull off wins as best they can.
Yeah, Pitt State is a great program all around, and cross country heading to national championships this week. So it just seems like in every sport that they do, they give it their all. Women's basketball this year had a run to nationals.
Absolutely.
So it's been a great year. The year of the gorilla, you could say.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if it's actually the year of the gorilla or not.
But I don't think that's a thing. But
it's probably not. But it sure feels like it. I mean, it's so fun to watch this school be as successful as they are. But going to the NFL, Chiefs have the bye week. they get to relax a little bit, but probably not really. Knowing Andy Reid and knowing that team, they're sitting at 5-4. There's nothing that they're relaxing about this week.
Yeah, they've got a lot to prove still left this season. 5-4. There's a lot of 8-2 teams in the AFC. 1 in their division, the Denver Broncos. 2, the Indianapolis Colts. 3, the New England Patriots.
Yeah.
A lot of really good teams. The Chargers are playing right now. They're a really good team to look out for as well. Kansas City probably has the most competition in that AFC conference they have in the Patrick Mahomes era.
Yeah.
And let's talk about the Bills. The Bills aren't even at the top of their division. They beat Kansas City last week. They're a tough team, so there's a lot to look out for. The Jaguars did lose today. That was good for the Chiefs. Still on the outside looking in of the playoffs, but
we'll see.
Now they're tied to that 5-4 record.
Yeah.
Kansas City inches a little closer.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do it. We'll be right back. A Utah community is stepping up to help out people who might be hungry, and donations to a pantry have even increased after word got out that a neighbor pushed back on the project with a disheartening letter. Matilli Gubby reports.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. What's your name?
Ben Watson.
Ben Watson. Thank you so much.
Nice to meet you.
Ben stopped by Saturday morning to help stock a little neighborhood pantry.
So when we read that the food pantry had moved to here, we were going shopping this morning, so we figured we're close enough. It's easy to get some food and drop it off.
If you are in need, we definitely have things here.
Kennedy Strong found a new spot for her pantry.
We're just running out of space, which is incredible.
From her condo complex to a street corner by the church, doing what she can as a single mom to help others.
I had the thought, oh my gosh, what if it was me? What if it was my baby losing his entire grocery budget for the month and I couldn't feed him?
She moved the pantry.
So I went to the grocery store and I picked up some chicken noodle and chicken rice soups.
After someone left a note on her sign.
I cannot believe people think like this. If your neighbor is hungry, feed them, period. If they're destitute, then they could take anything. So everybody watch your belongings. They could be gone in the morning.
At some point, it's got to be that grassroots level where people can help and seek help without worrying about it.
Ben knows what it's like to need help and wants to pay it forward.
My wife and I have had that situation where we've needed somebody's help, and so if we can help out, even if it's a little thing, just buying, some eggs or some tuna fish or something like that, then we're going to do that.
Kennedy said other people who saw her posts and our story about the note have been bringing cans and meal bags.
It's got everything you need in there for a complete meal, which I think is really awesome that somebody has taken the time to assemble these.
To help feed their neighbors.
But the reason I started this was because so many people are on fixed incomes in my community.
Kennedy is asking people to donate money to the Utah Food Bank because they can make a dollar stretch further. But if you have items in your pantry you'd like to give away, she has room for them.
Whether it's political or not that causes it, that doesn't matter. The situation is that people are hungry and kids are hungry and we need to help.
Coming up next, a popular franchise is back on the big screen and it's bigger than ever. We'll talk about it. A new Predator movie arrives in theaters this week. Rick Damigella takes us on a journey through the history of the fearsome franchise.
It bleeds. We can kill it.
The year was 1987. Ronald Reagan was in the White House and Arnold Schwarzenegger was on the big screen in Predator. The sci-fi action flick introduced moviegoers to the spacefaring hunters.
He's on safari. Lions, tigers, the bears. Oh my.
In 1990, Predator 2 took the hunt from the jungle to the steamy streets of Los Angeles, with Danny Glover going up against the creature.
What was that thing?
It would be 14 years before the Predator would return to cinemas, but in a battle against another 20th Century Fox feature creature. Spawned from the Dark Horse comic series, Alien vs. Predator and its sequel Aliens vs. Predator Requiem pit the hunters against the Xenomorphs. 2010 saw the release of Predators, followed by The Predator 8 years later.
It knows how to hunt. I
know how to survive.
The series went back in time and onto streaming in 2022 with Dan Trachtenberg's Prey. Amber Midthunder starred in the Predator prequel as a Comanche woman facing off against a predator in the 1700s.
There's only one way to kill it.
2025 sees a double feature of Predator releases, both directed by Dan Trachtenberg. The animated anthology Predator Killer of Killers bowed on Hulu in June.
So this is your first hunt. You've come to the most dangerous planet in the universe.
While Predator Badlands, starring Elle Fanning, brings the franchise back to movie theaters for the first time since 2018. In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
That's our time for now. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great weekend.